Oh, hey folks, while the microwave done button confuses me, how are you all? Um, I'm waiting for my dinner to come out. We've got good news tonight. We are going to be doing a review of this Hunter Ambrosia. So I don't know. There's one that's really good. It's called Premier by this company. And these are such a great deal that the reason I haven't been making videos is because we've had to get almost about 500 of these because I can't afford to do it, but they're going to go up. So we'll never get these prices again, ever. And once they go up, it's gone and in the rearview mirror. So I took a chance on this one. I don't know what this one smells like, so we'll do it after the news. So let's go ahead and we'll run the markets and get right into it, okay? And then we'll do the news, and then you're caught up. Sorry about my, okay, let's check gold and silver. It's popping up first. It is down big. It's like over $3 on silver. I saw it already. Gold is down like $200. And I figured it was time to sell my coin that I bought, and I'm glad I did. Okay, gold is up $9 now at $4,835, but it was over $5,000 yesterday. And silver's at $75.88, and that was at $80.12 when I went to sleep last night. I got up this morning, it was like $79.80, and then by the time I got my coin down there, I had a 5-ounce coin I bought. I got killed on it. I paid $110 for it. Everything was going up and going up fast. So that's why I figured, because there's no real meaningful jump. And that means the players aren't buying into it. You know, they buy tons and then they keep making it go higher. Other people do it and then they don't. This time they didn't, and they just kind of waited, and now they don't. So it's worse. Anyways, let's check out Bitcoin. Bitcoin is, it's down $3,000. Another one taking a haircut. 71,000, right on the beam. All right. The Dow must be off, would be my guess. The Dow must be off. Let me check that Bitcoin again. 71.21. Down 2,924. All right. Let's go to the Dow because it's probably got. Let's check oil prices. Oil up 3%, so it's at $98. That's not Brentwood crude, mind you. This is just a barrel of oil. I know you thought I was going to say a barrel full of monkeys, right? That's for you old timers. Remember we used to drop those out and then try to hook the monkey arms together? That was a fun little game, I must say. All right. It's up 3.08% today, $98.40. The problem is it's not going up because Donald Trump has come out and said that it's all easy peasy and that we're going to escort these ships through the canal. And I listened to the Asian guy, and the Asian guy said, even if that was possible, you would need what he said to be completely protected. You would need 80 ships, 80 destroyers, because they can drop depth charges and all this kind of stuff. So he said we only have like 54 all the way around the world, something like that. So there's a problem with that. The other thing is, I've been reading, and I don't know whether it's true or not. Looks like Israel got slammed with a lot of missiles yesterday, and it looks like they're either low or extremely low, or they're out of these interceptor missiles. And folks, they're expensive. They're in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some are in the millions. So it's a war of attrition. And Tehran knew what they were doing. I will tell you. They knew exactly what they were doing. So they send up a drone, or they send up a missile that costs $500,000. And to shoot it down, they have to send up an arrow, which is $3 million, I believe. So it's a 3-to-1 game. And now that they're splitting apart, it's impossible to shoot them down now, pretty much. Although I may be wrong, I may be over speaking, but we will see. All right, let's see what we got going here. Let's move along here, okay? Let's go to the Dow. The Dow probably got beat up today. Let's see. Yeah, it's down 768. That amounts to 1.63%. Yeah, and the Dow is the good one. That's, Gillette razors and Gillette Foamy for your face and Procter & Gamble and Devil Dogs and all that. It's the standard thing. When that goes down, you got problems because that's the basic. That's the basic necessities, and you know what I mean. Aspirin, this and that. It's all that. Okay, let's check out the NAS and find out there. And the NASDAQ is down 327 to 22,150. So that's down 327. It's 1.46%. So that's over with, and it'll reopen in the morning. We covered everything. So let's just go ahead and get into the news now and find out what is going on here. This is the lead. Donald Trump said, don't worry, okay? Even if they have to escort the ships through the Hormuz, it's easy peasy. Don't worry about it. You got Sheikh Your Booty here. He's calling for more strikes on Iran. He must be a suicidal camel jock, as far as I can tell. All right, because, folks, Iran, I'm sure, has a plenty of missiles left, okay? And if they get into the works there, it's going to muck up the works. You understand? Over in Saudi Arabia and Oman and wherever else they've got this oil production, wherever else. It's just ridiculous. You don't know? It's like a badger or something that puts his face into a bee's nest. And you think they'd figure it out, but they haven't figured it out because Donald Trump came out and said, well, maybe for fun, I'm misquoting him there, but that's the way he takes it. Maybe for fun, well, that's not what he really said. But he said that even if we had to escort ships, we're going to get the oil through. That calmed the markets until they start looking at Asian guy, and Asian guy says, guess what? That's going to take about 6 months to get they're going to have destroyers after frigates and everything all around that area. That's what they're going to have. And that's not going to be 2 weeks from now. And when the people start paying $68, $74 every day going back to their job, which is 55 miles away, yeah, that's what happens. People move to the burbs to save money. And I don't blame them. You can get a place in the burbs, in the suburbs for what, like at $700-800 for one bedroom? But you go into the city in Atlanta and you're going to be paying $2,200 or whatever it is. So this is what happens. This is who it comes calling for. Oh, let's go ahead. Okay, we got Sheikh Your Booty here, okay? Saudi bet backfires. Missiles hit Riyadh. Qatar refinery attacked. Oil, $110. It's not well, maybe it came down. I just reported on the oil to you. It's 98. But Brentwood crude, maybe $110. That's the refined oil. The light sweet crude, I think is what they call it. Iran warns major response coming. War escalates. So keep fucking with Iran. Keep fucking with it. Okay? That sounds like a good idea to me. You'll get it all covered, huh? We'll get it all covered. We get all those nooks and crannies, right? Where all those missiles are, all those nooks and crannies. Iran may be where U.S.-led world order ends. America first becomes America alone. Yeah, I saw in the news, if it was accurate, Italy said, what's the matter, you? Got no respect. What do you think you do? Why you look so sad? It's a nice place. Shut up, you face. And that's what they said in Italy. They don't want any part of this monkey business of going through the Straits of Hormuz. Okay? The French said, bon de le suite, de le soir. That means go massage your fucking grandmother. They don't want any part of it there, but they're considering it in the back of their minds. And you know what's on the front of their minds. The French like to do a lot of oral sex. Okay? They're very well known for it. And they're very well known for it going back to the days when the British were fighting the French. The British didn't want to become prisoners because they hated the French. They hated them because they made love with their mouths. And it was so distasteful for, to the British. It really was. They hated them. They had no respect for them. So to be living and working while these people were out there with women doing all sorts of things with their mouths, the British would rather die first, many of them. They didn't like it. Okay, let's see. Russia celebrates long, expensive war. That must be our war here. How China quietly helped Tehran survive. Most of 92 million citizens blocked from internet. Trump advisors circle wagons as sign of dissent emerge. It means they're beginning to circle Trump's wagon. And Trump is starting to look like Custer, General Custer, who went and attacked all these multiple thousands and thousands of Indians and charged right into, what was it? It's not Wounded Knee, it was the other one there. Custer's Last Stand down at wherever that was. I forgot the name of it now. Little Bighorn. And I've watched on that, and it was just terrible. Terrible. The Indians just wiped them out. Wiped them out. And in packs, like you'd have like 60 men, and they would just come over and wait for them to drop their horses and start circling them and shooting arrows for fun. And a lot of those Indians didn't take that kindly. They thought the right way to do it was to come up and take their tomahawk and give them a good hit on the head, while these guys had rifles, not the Indians, by the way. So that was what the real game was. That's how you showed courage, by knocking one of these fucking white men out with your tomahawk there. Not throwing it either. Coming up and hitting them on the, or sometimes they'd even tap them on the head and say, we'll be back. You ain't going anywhere. You got a circle around you of Cheyenne and Sioux and all the rest of them. That's a true story. Let's see. Israel hunting down regime members in their hideouts one by one. All right, well, what's it going to take? 100 years? Air Force strikes naval vessel in Caspian Sea for first time. Missile hits military base housing UK, US, and Australian troops. Let's take a look at that. Let's see if there's any. Iranian missile hits military base housing UK, US, and Australian troops. This is March 18th at midday. Iranian missile has hit the Al Minhad air base in the United Arab Emirates, which is home to US, UK, and Australian troops. Ministry of Defense said there were no UK casualties and no damage to UK assets at the base, which hosts a permanent RAF facility. Evidently no injuries. Missile strikes, minor damage. All right, so Iran off the mark there. Okay, oil 110. I believe that's Brentwood crude, but I may be wrong on that. It may have dropped. It may have been high today, and it came down. So let's double check that and get that over with. I'll take my hat off. Oil prices are climbing higher, and after-hours trading after new attacks on critical energy infrastructure in the Middle East. You don't say. Really? What a surprise. Remember I told you to come here and just worship me as a god? Because I'll tell you shit that isn't really all that hard. I'll get it figured out for you. Because most of you don't even carry a 70 IQ. My subs excluded all 11 of you. And the 12th that keeps changing his or her mind. I mean, folks, it ain't that hard. You understand? I mean, it's like that old hee-haw thing. Remember? I don't know if you remember that, but remember the doctor who used to wear that mirror right here? That doctor's mirror and the white coat? And, people would come in and he'd say, doctor, when I go like this, it kind of hurts. And then he'd look and he'd say, and hit him over the head and he'd say, well, don't do it anymore. There's something very simplistically funny and beautiful about that. And boy, I haven't seen that too much. They didn't do it too often. But that made a lot of sense. Okay. All right, let's go. Vance, that's BJ Dunce, the vice president. Vance said, Center of War rupture after closed-door meetings with spy boss, but I'm not interested. Three-time MAGA voter rips president's war worthless pile of the S word, okay? And the H follows. And it's not sure, all right? Emirati billionaire puts voice to Gulf anger. Yeah, because everything's getting fucking blown up. I mean, United Arab Emirates? I mean, if you had property there that was worth 2, 3, 4, 5 million or whatever, and it was a little fucking condo or whatever it was, the people are all leaving. They know what Iran is going to do. They know it's going to blow apart the tourism industry there, and they'll get sent back to the fucking Stone Age. Did you calculate collateral damage before pulling the trigger? ? Gabbard, that's Tulsi Gabbard. Ratcliffe dodged questions about planning. Well, I could have told you that. Look, Tulsi Gabbard, you know the deal. I got into trouble and I lost my channel because of that. That was back in 2016 when she was taking her surfboard out in New Hampshire into the ocean, and it was like 18 degrees out. And she had a wetsuit on, and she did it to gain attention. But she's very, very attractive young woman, and she was like a rear admiral or something in the Navy. So she was like an officer or something, and she had like a workout video that would kick your ass. As like a regular guy. So, but it was all this beads and nonsense with the Hinduism and all the rest of that crap mixed with the Honolulu thing or whatever it was that she was in Hawaii. So it was all nonsense. That's how she is. Don't look at her to make any kind of good decisions. She's an empty dress. You understand? With a lot of beads that her husband, I'm sure, forces her into. All right. Ukraine, now Israel, is Europe next. The New World War, and they got a guy launching a drone there, okay? All right. Historic heat wave to shatter records across California and Southwest. Phoenix, June and March. Early rattlesnake scorpion surge. Goodbye USA retirees moving to France, Italy, and Costa Rica. Problem with Costa Rica is they have what they call bushmen. And, you pay your $300 a month, for the nanny that does everything from A to Z, and that's great. But you can't go out after 6:30 or 7 o'clock at night. It's over. You don't come out because the bushmen will get you. That's the problem. But yes, they have Home Depot there and all the rest of it. Wendy's and all the rest of it. You got to be real careful there. All right. American TikTokers fantasize about being Chinese. Inflation much hotter than expected. No shit. No shit. Dow down 768. Trans athlete bans on ballots in Maine and Colorado. they're not going to ban it in Colorado. They're all it's heavily Jewish now over there and highly liberal in Colorado. It's never going to fly. That's my friend lives there in where is it, Stony Brook or whatever the hell it is up there. It's a college town, big college town up there. I used to know it. But I mean, they get snow and they get this and that. They're all used to it, you know. I forgot the name of it. It's north of Denver. I forgot now. FBI buying data that can track people, Patel says. FBI and IRS to investigate nonprofits for domestic terror links. Millions of anonymous crime tips exposed in massive Crime Stalkers hack. Looks like that's it. Is that it? Maybe got one more row. Let's see. 19 million Americans have seriously thought about shooting someone. No comment. Anger issues. Tears. The Don promised Ellison's control of Warner Brothers. Whistleblower claims Wall Street sours on deal. This should not be public company. Golden Dome cost estimate grows to $185 billion. Golden Dome must be something trying to protect Israel. That was an Iron Dome. It's not working, typically. TSA agents forced to sell blood to afford to go to work. They're not paying them. There's some sort of partial shutdown of the government, and the people haven't been paid in 3 weeks. Pay the goddamn people. They're doing their job. It's a high-stress job. Pay them the money that you owe them. Is there anything hard about that? Make a special exception here because it's going to affect plane travel. They're talking about closing airports now because it takes 2.5 to 3 hours to get the damn people on the flight. By that time, you got the next flight coming in. And the one next to you at the gate next to you. It's unbelievable, folks. I saw it last night. Especially in places, I'm sure, like Newark and JFK. I mean, those places are fucking bean and hot dog fucking, if you're in first class, you get the best bean and weenie beanie that you can buy on a fucking table about the size of my fucking hand. Fucking elbow to elbow with everyone there. I don't care what class you're in. It's a fucking wreck. Trump has choked off Cuba's oil supply. China stepping in with solar. Inmate tries to pay his bail with fake $100 bills. Well, it's worth a try anyway, right? I mean, the hell, unless it's minor, and then you're going to get a federal charge now. That's serious. Put people away for a long time. I watched the whole thing on it. I watched the whole thing on people that did counterfeiting. And the game, generally speaking, was $10 and $5 bills. And they caught these people with entire slips all the way up both arms because they had to go from city to city and they had to make sure that they didn't do it to the same company or associated company twice because they could get caught. That's what that was all about. So let's continue on here. Most popular dog breeds revealed: Golden Retriever, German Shepherd, Dachshund, etc., etc. AI license plate readers become flashpoint in immigration battles. Cesar Chavez, civil rights icon, accused of abusing girls for years. Cesar Chavez? He's not the one that did the dog whisperer or whatever it was it? No, he's this guy right here. He's surprised. Okay, he's surprised. All right, let's continue on here and get done with this. Two charged over spying on London's Jewish community for Iran. Michigan synagogue shooter posed with same rifle hours before attack. U.S. debt breaches $39 trillion. It's going to really go now, folks, because the only way they're going to be able to pay it is to make you and I pay it. And that's how we're going to pay it. Spending surge. Of course, they've got to do Iron Dome. They've got to do battleships. They've got to do aircraft carriers. They've got to do all this different stuff. Spring break chaos in Florida. I know we used to have it over here, and it was unbelievable. The kids would tie sheets together and go up to the 15th floor or 12th floor and swing from one building to another building. And they were doing it. I remember one kid died from it, or two kids died from it. I mean, it was Spuds MacKenzie on steroids. Okay, so where is it? Okay, it's usually in North Florida now. They put a convention center here in Fort Lauderdale. They didn't want it anymore. They shut it down in 86 or 87. It was all gone. In lieu of this great convention center. Which didn't do anything. I think you could play ping pong there. There was a room you could play ping pong. They're talking about arresting these people that are telling the youngsters to come out and have a good time. You know, don't worry about what you do. Daytona Beach, New Smyrna Beach. We're going to sue you civilly if you promote these kids and endanger. Okay, they're talking about having to get permits now. I understand this. We had this, and it was. I mean, I remember going when I was working there at the airport. I remember going in and getting a Big Mac. I had a buy one get one free coupon. The cop said, "You better be hungry because I can't let you out of the McDonald's or Burger King, whatever it was. I can't let you out." Because there's no food to be taken out of McDonald's or any place over there. And that was a true story. I tried to get out, and they said, eat it, or stay in, or throw it in the garbage. It's the truth. Takeovers, quote-unquote, overwhelm beaches. Sheriff blames promoters. How social media fueling violence. Generations of boys grew up on porn, now some want out. DOJ blocked release of secret Epstein drug probe file. Nicotine pouches are everywhere except in the trash. More people hospitalized by trendy supplements. Why some birds seem to be developing a cigarette habit. Inside the filter, they have something that wards off certain insects in the filter. And also, you've heard Firebird. That was taken for good reason by the American Indians because they noticed that certain birds would take their fire or coals or cigarettes or whatever, tobacco that was lit, and they would take it, and they would eventually start fires, not intentionally, but they liked it because when they put their body up to the smoke, it got rid of insects. Hence, Firebirds. Robot goes berserk in restaurant, dragged away by staff after smashing tableware. Afro man sued by Ohio deputies over music video showing raid of his home. And there was another story similar to that, but we made it. Take care, folks. 30 minutes of your life gone forever, never to return. Take care, subscribe, be nobody, and let me do the thinking. It's not all that hard. If you have over a 70 IQ, drop by. Bye.